Hello and welcome everyone to the 7th video lecture of Principles of Marketing Semester 1 Model number 1. In today's video lecture we are going to study some key words that you will be using in marketing. So what are these keywords? Any textbook if you open up of marketing, the first keyword that you have to understand is about needs. These are things you might have already learned in some other subject like management concepts, where you have learned needs under Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then XY theory, hygiene theory, and a lot of other things, concepts. So let us understand this from a marketing perspective. So what are needs? Needs are basically states of felt deprivation. That is, they are certain things that are not easily got by the person. So he wants to satisfy them, or he wants them, or he needs them. That is what it means. Marketers do not create needs. Remember this very important thing. Marketers cannot create needs. Needs actually exist. So like for example, a person who is thirsty needs something to quench his thirst. Now you cannot make someone thirsty. The thirst already exists. So this the concept is very important because needs actually exist and they do not you cannot create needs. Basic physical needs, for example, food, clothing, shelter, that is roti, kapda, or makan that we call. So basic physical needs for food, clothing, shelter, that is warmth, and safety, we already know that these exist. We also have know that social needs are there, which people may need for various things like self belongingness to certain people, friendship, going outside, hanging out with friends. So these kind of needs also exist, and also individual needs will be there like uh, progress in individual career, self-esteem needs. So these kind of their needs also exist. So there are many types of needs: higher order needs, lower order needs. Based upon that, you have to try to address to these needs. Needs are the core things that exist. So basically these may be by, as I've said, lower order needs, which may include biological needs like for example food, clothing, shelter. So these are physical in nature, whereas higher order needs are social needs, or anything like that, for example self-esteem needs, so self-actualization needs. So there being many types of needs. What exactly a marketer should identify is what is the need, exact need of the customer. What is he looking for? Is he looking to quench his thirst? Is he hungry and he needs food? So based upon that you can develop your product. The second concept that we are studying under this is wants. Now what is want? Wants are needs shaped by culture and individual personality. Every human being requires food, but what type of food they require depends upon the culture and the society that they come from. A South Indian may say that he may require idlis, whereas a North Indian person may say that aloo parathas are what he needs to satisfy his hunger. So, based upon his culture, his individual personality, he may say that his wants differ. Now, you have to remember one thing, that wants are directly coming out of needs. So one person may like burger or hot dog in one part of the world, whereas some other person may require spaghetti at some other parts of the world. So it depends upon individual's culture, social society, from where he comes up or where he is brought up. So this is want. The next concept that we are discussing is demand. Now, if wants are like for example with buying power, wants become demand. So wants are basically directed, if demands are basically if a particular want is directed towards a specified product and backed by an ability to pay and willingness to pay, then it becomes demand. Let's break down this definition. So what is demand? Demand is basically, for example, if an example would be much clear to understand. Now, I need to come to college daily. Okay, so I need, because my house is far away from the college, I need a mode of transportation. Now this mode of transportation can be anything. I have lot of options. It can be a cycle, a motorcycle, a moped, a scooter, anything like that, a car for instance. So all these are my options and I need a mode of transportation. It may not be that I need a particular scooter or anything like that. I just need something through which I can easily come to my college daily. So that is need. Want is based upon my social, cultural, this society or this aspects from which these needs become wants. So maybe everyone in my locality is has high income, and everyone comes with car or uses car there. So I may require a car, so I say I want a car, I don't want a cycle. So wants come directly from the needs. Now let us understand this demand from the same example. Now for example, I want a car. I want a specific brand car, say my Mercedes Benz for example. So Mercedes Benz, when I'm saying this car is very costly, everyone may like it because it is very luxurious, but can everyone afford it? The question is, can everyone afford it, or am I willing to pay it even if I afford it? So this is what the question comes when it comes to demand. Demand should be directed towards a specific object. In this case, the product that it is directed towards is Mercedes Benz. The second thing, am I capable to pay for it? Yeah, am I capable to pay for it? Do I have enough money to pay for it? Everyone may like it, but everyone wants to have it, but everyone may not be able to pay for it. So it should be, I means the person, demand is only considered when the consumer has the ability to pay, and secondly he should also have willingness to pay. Sometimes we come across many people who have the ability to pay. They may have the money to pay, but they just are not willing to purchase it, maybe for any reason. Maybe they are stingy, maybe they do not want to spend money, maybe the roads in their locality are very bad, very poor. See, in my locality roads are not there at all. So I have the money, maybe I have the willingness, I have the ability to pay, I want it, but I am not purchasing it because the roads are not that good to purchase Mercedes Benz. So these kind of things cannot be considered as demand. Demand should always be towards a specific product like Mercedes Benz, and the person should be able to pay for it. He should be capable to pay for it, and thirdly he must, that is, he should be willing to pay. Even if he is capable, if he has good income, he should be willing to pay for it. So these are the three things that make up a demand. Now let us move ahead and look at certain other concepts, that is like market offering. Now what is a market offering? Now market offering is anything that has been that is offered by a marketer to consumer to satisfy the needs and wants. It is basically a combination or a mixture or a blend of physical products, services, information, ideas, or experiences offered to the market by a marketer to satisfy the needs and wants of people. So offering can be any physical thing, it can be a service also, it can be an idea, it can be anything, or that what can be marketed. So it is basically a thing that is offered by marketer to the consumers or to the market. Now the third thing, that is value. Now what is value, satisfaction and quality? Many times what happens is, whenever we are talking about value, satisfaction and quality of any product or any offering, we get lot of overlapping ideas. So consumers usually face wide ranging array of products and services in forms of market offerings that might satisfy a certain need. Now a question comes, how do they choose among all these market offerings? As I've said, when you are thirsty, you have many options. Now, on what basis do you choose these options? These options, that is, any choice of an option, depends upon its value to the consumers. A customer always forms expectations about value and satisfaction that he or she gets from an offering. So, these values, satisfaction, and the quality level perceptions or expectations that consumers have are very important. Let us break this one by one. So, customer value and satisfactions, as I've said, are key building blocks for developing and managing customer relationships. Customer value, if we want to know what exactly it is basically, it is the difference between the benefits the customer gains from owning and using a particular product and the cost of obtaining and using the product. So it is basically, arithmetically, if we put it into an equation, it becomes value is equal to benefits that is total benefits minus total costs. So it is basically a difference between the total benefits that a customer derives from a product by owning it and uh, using it, minus the cost of owning it and using it. So this is basically, however, in many cases we can say that consumers do not assess product values and cost precisely or objectively. It cannot happen. Many times it is judgmental in nature. They take into account perceived value. That is, what do they perceive? There comes our second definition of customer satisfaction. So when we are talking about customer satisfaction, when do we say that a person is satisfied? We say that a person is satisfied when it meets its expectation. That is, if you go and you want to purchase a particular, say, two-wheeler, you want to purchase you want an or you have a demand, say you want uh, Activa, a two-wheeler to purchase. So you go and purchase Activa. What is your expectation from it? Generally the expectation will be like, the moped, that is the scooter that you are purchasing, will run without any repairs or without any maintenance, or with minimum maintenance, and it will run smoothly, it will work for you for maybe 6 years without any problem. So this is your expectation. Now suppose if it runs for 6 years, and then what do you say? You say that you are satisfied with the product. So satisfaction is basically, it is nothing but, satisfaction is the extent to which sorry because satisfaction is the extent to which products perceived performance matches the buyer's expectation. That is, when you perceive a particular product's performance, and if that matches exactly to the expectations that you had earlier, then that is nothing but product that is customer satisfaction. You say that you are satisfied. The example of Activa which I had taken, that is, if it is matching your expectation. Now expectation is also a very big thing. You have to understand this expectation, that two people may have different expectations. Now person one may say that it should run, and the Activa that is being purchased should go on without any repairs, or should work properly without any repairs for 6 years. The other person may be happy if it works for 4 years. So the expectation is different. Now for the first person, if it runs for 6 years, he is satisfied. If the Activa runs for 5 years and you require repair, he is unsatisfied or dissatisfied. The first person, if the Activa runs for 4 years, he is satisfied. If it runs anything for less than 4 years, he becomes dissatisfied. Whereas there is one more concept called customer delight. If it surpasses the expectations of the customer, that is, if it goes beyond the expectations of the customer, that is, for the first customer here in this case, if the customer expectation is above, say, if the Activa runs for more than 6 years, then he becomes extremely happy, and this happiness is known as customer delight. Now in the second instance, his expectation was 4 years. So if it goes on for more than 4 years, it is known as customer delight. If it is 4 years, it is matching the customer expectation, so he becomes satisfied. Anything below 4 years for this customer is said that he is highly dissatisfied with the product. Now, the last concept that we are studying today is about quality. So, what is quality? Quality is basically conformance to standards. So, we know that there are certain standards that are set by the market. For example, uh, say at the same example of Activa. Normally, you may say that the Activa runs for say 5 years without any difficulty. So when you say that it runs, because it is a market standard, when any two-wheeler you pick up, it runs for the first 5 years without any repairs or without facing any problems. So this is the market standard that has been set up. So this standard which has been set up by the market for any two-wheeler, whether it is Activa, whether it is Pulsar, whether it is KTM or anything of such kind. So two-wheeler industry says that 5 years it does not has any repair. So when you're talking about these 5 years and your vehicle also matches this 5 years, you say that it is of a good quality. Or if it surpasses this 5 years, you say that it is of good quality. So if it meets the standards, that is conformance to the standards, then you say that it is of a good quality. Anything that falls below this, you say it is bad quality product. So basically, you say a simple example of a pencil. A pencil should write well, that is a quality parameter, that is it should write dark. Then secondly, the lead should not break, it is also a quality parameter. And if it meets this, any pencil that you are purchasing, and it meets these quality parameters, then you say that it is of a good quality. And if you say that if it is not meeting these parameters, quality parameters, then you say that it is not of a good quality. So with these words we'll end today's lecture. If you have any difficulties, you can contact me. Now in the next video lecture we shall be continuing with some other keywords.